Hi, this is scary. I don't look the best right now. I got out to the shower, edited my what I got for Christmas video, and uploaded everything, and now I'm here. I'm doing that because I'm kind of nervous. I don't know why. I'm just talking to a camera, but I'm talking to people. Honestly, I don't even know who's still around on this channel, if we're being honest. Hi. welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I am sorry. This is the first video you saw of me. That's kind of embarrassing because I am exposing myself for the last year, at least. Maybe a little over a year, but I'm really just starting within a year. So, hi. I promise not all my videos will be like this. I don't know if I like this setup, but it was the easiest to do. And we're just chatting today. So if you're not in the mood for a chatty video, you can go ahead and click off. But I have some updates. So actually I need that for my anxiety. But as you probably can tell by my recent uploads, I have not oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I have not uploaded in a very long time. If I did, it was like here and there. So they weren't consistent at all. Today is December 28th. Or is it the 29th? It's the 29th. I just uploaded my what I got for Christmas video. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm really excited to keep vlogging, to get back into vlogging. Hang on. Okay. I had to fix that because it was bothering me. Now you're like at a more personal level instead of really high up. Okay. So we're just gonna hop right in. I obviously have not been posting like I want to. That does not mean I have not been filming. I filmed all the time. All the freaking time. I had no storage on my phone because I filmed so much and never edited them. So it's not that I lost the passion for YouTube, because I definitely did not. I still vlogged. I still did so many things. I rescued a dog. I got a cat. He ran away. So many. Okay, we're gonna get into that. But like so many things have been happening, and I vlogged the entire experience, and then I just recently deleted it, like everything, so I could have storage on my phone. I have 128 gigabytes, which is actually a lot. So that just tells you that if I had no storage, what that means. So have been vlogging. I still love vlogging. Editing is still so fun, and I love being creative. The only thing is I got a MacBook, so I'm trying to learn how to edit on a MacBook. I edited my what I got for Christmas on my phone, and I just know the quality is not as good. So I really want to learn how to edit on a MacBook because I have a MacBook, and that's one of the entire reasons why I wanted a MacBook. So, yeah, that's my whole YouTube promise. It doesn't matter if I promise, but like I've been vlogging. We're gonna start with, I would say, when softball ended. Obviously I gained weight, but it's okay. Cries. But softball ended. I thought everything was fine. I never cried about softball ending. I knew I wanted to coach. If I don't make eye contact, I'm sorry. I just do that when I talk. I never cried. Everyone was crying and everything. I didn't. I knew I'd still be around softball for the rest of my life. My arm was blown out. I tore something in my arm, so I couldn't go anywhere else. Even if I did, my knees, I had a very rough physical, I feel like every athlete does, but mine was just something I knew I wanted to coach. I knew I wanted to do other things. I needed my arm. I didn't want to blow it out completely. So I decided to just go to school. It wasn't that exciting. It was actually very boring, but I had so many things going around me. I couldn't even focus on school. Let's back it up though. Softball ended. I lived with my best friend, which is Brooke. Y'all might not even know who she is. I think she was in one vlog, which is crazy to me because she's like my soulmate best friend, without a doubt. We hung out. It was this entire apartment situation that I was living in was really weird. So I moved in with my two best friends at the time. A new girl came, which was Brooke. I got my own room because it was under my mom's name and like all her credit and stuff. So I just ended up getting my own room. Something happened. oh wait, no, I'm so sorry. So I lived with one of my friends, my closest friends at the time. And then I lived with Brooke, and then I lived with myself, like, obviously. One of my best friends at the time needed a place to live. So she moved in with me. I had my own bedroom. So she ended up just moving in there. It was fine, everything. Well, I started to get to know Brooke. And when they went off to their house or something, me and Brooke got really close. Like, we knew each other. We started to get to know each other. So it brought tension into the friends I already had. We had 5 friends last year that were just like our friends. And we were like unbreakable. Like, we were just by ourselves, isolated, didn't really like the other girls that much. I kind of just fell into like a following crowd. Like, I just followed. There was one girl named Maddie. It's so crazy because I freaking love Maddie. And I knew her growing up, but we got into drama with my 5 and them. So I made all these enemies. They didn't really not like me. They just thought that I didn't like them. And it wasn't that I didn't like them. It was just like, I thought we didn't like each other. And I have a resting bitch face. I don't know if you know, but I'm kind of bitchy. So I never got to really know people like them girls until this year. I started getting closer to them, all that. I was betraying the friendship that I made last year, so that caused a lot of issues. So I'm kind of just telling you how me and Brooke got close, but that made a lot of issues. I was like, I finally put my foot down. I was like, this is stupid. I'm not about to be controlled. Like, I was a bad friend, evidently, because I started being friends with other people instead of just them. So when that happened, it was very divided, in the house, it was very divided. I ended up moving into the bigger room with Brooke because I had the smaller room because I was by myself. So I ended up moving with Brooke, me, and then the other 2 girls went to the other room. And this happened at like midnight. Like, we were so caught off guard. Like, do you want to switch rooms now? And we were like, sure. But that caused a lot of stuff. We didn't talk in that house for a very long time. So obviously me and Brooke were having fun. We played Fortnite. We got to know each other. We drank, we hung out, and we would go hang out with the other girls that I was not friends with the other year, like my freshman year, but I became very close with. They are my best friends. We're all going to different colleges now. So it's actually, I don't get to see them as often, but I will say that I love them and I will always love them. So that was like my new friend group. Evidently I was a bad friend, blah, 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 like whatever. So that's how me and Brooke got so close, is that whole situation. I feel like I really talked my head off with there, but that's just kind of what happened to get me and Brooke so close. So softball ended. When we moved out, Brooke, why did she come live with me? I don't even know. I do remember. So when I moved out, when we both were moving out, her parents wanted her to pay like a rent at her house. And it would go towards her moving out later, but she didn't have the money to pay what they were asking. So she came live with me. She saved up her money for a little bit, and then she decided to move in with her boyfriend, which lives in Ohio, which makes me really sad. But she ended up moving with her boyfriend a little bit, but she moved out to go live with her parents before the holidays. This is crazy looking back on. But yes, we both lived in this house, in this room. It obviously was not set up like this. I had my bed here. Her bed was like directly right here. So we woke up, looked at each other, hey. And then obviously I didn't have all this stuff. It was like I had minimal. We had both had minimal. I didn't have a problem with it. My desk was in the other room. I loved living with her. And then we got a job while she was living here, the same place. So she worked there first, and then she was like, you should come. And I was like, okay. So I ended up working there. I liked it. I really did. Let me go ahead and mark off things. Okay. I really did like it. It was fun. It definitely wasn't worth the amount we were getting paid. We worked at a dog pet resort, like a pet resort, and we were lab techs, not lab techs, we were lodging techs. And so we cleaned everything, took them out, and did all that. I wouldn't say they treated us badly, but they made us do some things that were just like, what? Like, I don't even know how to explain it without, like, I'm not gonna go into detail with that because I don't even know how to say it. So it was just, I didn't want to work with dogs my entire life. I want to be a teacher. So I was like, you know what, it's time to take a step back. I'm starting school. My school would have really messed with that schedule. Little did I know I'd take on more of that. So I started coaching when I worked at Meadow. I coach over there by Ariana. If you don't know Ariana, she's my girlfriend. And I started coaching over there, which is about 45 minutes away without traffic. So my life was already getting a little busy, so I ended up quitting Meadow. I then started school right after that, and I was like, you know what, I do have a little time to go work. I was told I'd be making $10.50, which is a whole $1 to $1.50 more than I was making. Did I say $2.50? I meant $10.50. I don't know what I said, but I went there. I loved it. Think of like the Papa Frieza games, Freesia or whatever. It's like that, but like better because you're doing it in real life. I loved it for a little bit. And then they always argued a lot. It could be 6 o'clock in the morning and they're screaming. I'm like, I didn't ever mind it. I didn't, because like that's just what they do. I never thought it was like weird or toxic or anything. And then there's this one lady that is super rude, always has an attitude. Anything I do, like, because I knew what I was doing. I'm a really fast learner, and everywhere I go, I love being the best worker. Like, I'm the hardest worker. I'm gonna learn, I'm gonna catch on fast. And it sounds weird because you're just working at Dunkin', but like, I was the fastest drink maker. I knew how to do food. I cleaned everything. I knew what I was doing. And so she would always be like, go do this. I'm like, it's already done. I did it. She'd get mad. I'm like, what do you want from me? Like, I feel like that's something that's like, oh, okay, good. But she's like, well, go do it again. I'm like, you want me to wipe down the tables again? You want me to go reorganize the already organized ice cream? You want me to fill up things that are already filled up? It was just like stuff that she was just trying to keep me busy. And I'm like, but I could be helping y'all here. She was just very snarky with everything she said. And I was just starting to get annoyed with it. But I could handle it. So sometime in between this was what my schedule was kind of like. I woke up at 3:30, had to be there at 5. It's about a 30-minute drive for me. I have a dog, had to take him out every morning, obviously, which I brought up on myself. I brought up all these on myself. It was just too much. But I would go from 5 to 12. From 12 to 1, I'd travel to my school. I would go to school till 3:50. Practice for softball started at 6. From my school, it was about an hour drive, but with traffic, sometimes an hour and a half. It really depended. And then I wouldn't get home until maybe 10. I feel like at the earliest. Some days, very slightly, I would get days where I was home earlier, but for the most part, I was getting home around 10. If my girlfriend's parents cooked dinner, I would stay and eat dinner because I wouldn't have dinner at the house. Like, my parents go to bed at 8:30. So, it was very long days. Even when I didn't have softball, I think I had one off day, and I think it was Tuesdays. Yeah, it was Tuesdays. And then Wednesdays, I had night classes. So, and I still had work and everything. It just got really hectic. I didn't prioritize my school at all whatsoever. These are the worst grades ever. I'm an A student. Like, I've always had A's. And this semester I had B's and C's. So I have to work really hard now. Let me cross off something, sorry. So now let's fast forward just a little bit. I was working at Dunkin' for a little bit, and then a situation happened where I charged the wrong thing, and the customer was totally understanding. I just had to give him a refund, and I had to fix like whatever was happening. And obviously it was taking a little bit longer than just giving him his change and giving him his drink or food. So this lady comes over, the one that's a little rude, and she starts yelling at me. She's like, what's taking so long? Why are you doing this? What's happening? I'm like, I'm giving him a refund. She's like, well, why? And I'm like, and I'm trying to explain it to her. And she's like, what the frick? But like, obviously the F word. She's like, what the frick? Are you serious? Why can't you do this right? And I'm like, what is happening? I also didn't mention, with everything going on in my life, very busy, no time for myself, I got diagnosed with anxiety and depression. I was at the lowest point of my life. I was having thoughts that I didn't think I would ever think. I knew I would never go through with any of my thoughts, but there were times that would scare me because I would get to a point where I'm like right there to make the decision, and I never in my 21 years of living did I ever think I'd want to take my life. And it got really dark. I'm kind of getting emotional thinking about it and talking about it, but so this was during that time. I was on medicine. I just started my medicine like the next, like maybe a day or two before all this happened. And I was told I need to go see therapy and all that crap. But I definitely went through a very dark time where I was waking up late every day for work. I would wake up at 4:30, which is when I would be having to leave for work. I would make up excuses onto why I had to leave 30 minutes early. I would go to work and be unfazed by anything. I wouldn't have emotion. I'd feel like dead inside. I feel like that's a little dramatic, but I would just be there. And people would be like, what's wrong? I'm like, oh, nothing. And I'd fake happiness, and I'd fake being funny, and I put on a smile and put on a silly, goofy mood for everybody else around me. And I was realizing that all that did was drain me more. A lot of what I was doing was for other people. I felt like I was living for other people. I felt like I couldn't be myself, and my I couldn't feel. That would just weigh other people down, and I didn't want to weigh other people down. I wanted to put on this front that I was happy and that I was excited about life and was living my dream, and I have no idea why. I feel when I talk about it ungrateful because I'm making a name for myself in coaching at 21. People don't start that until their late 20s. I had a job. I had college that my parents would help me pay for. I have a roof over my head that I don't pay a dime to live in. I'm very spoiled still as a 21-year-old, and I feel like that was a part of why I was feeling this way. I felt ungrateful, even though I knew I was grateful. Like, I felt like I was being ungrateful. Like, why am I not happy? Look at all this around you. This is what you set your life up for. But I wasn't happy for myself. I was happy I was making other people happy. I had hid a lot of things. Not a lot of things. There was just things that I knew would make either my mom upset. Like something happened to my car, like someone like shot it. I don't even know. There's like a dent in it. Not a dent. It's like a little speck. Like it looked like either a rock or like a BB gun like hit it and ricocheted off. Like I have no idea what happened. And I hid it from my mom for probably 2 months just because I couldn't take them being upset with me because I already hated myself. And during all this, the one person I felt like I could rely on was my girlfriend. She was diagnosed with depression. I think at 12. So she's been through all this. She was really there for me, and I felt like at a point in my life where I couldn't be happy if she wasn't around. I feel like I totally sidetracked. I ended up quitting Dunkin', by the way. Right after that day was over, I quit. Moving back to my other story. It was just something I couldn't take. I couldn't live and be happy being there after how toxic it got. Anyways, so I got to a point, this is a little after I quit Dunkin', where I came home and I just felt blank. I stayed in my room. I still kind of stay in my room. That's because my Fortnite's in here. But I just didn't want to socialize with anybody. My social meter, I guess, was very drained every time I stepped outside. I wanted to isolate myself. I would cry myself to sleep. It got to a point where I just wanted to be alone, and I kind of cried out to my girlfriend, and I was like, you don't deserve me, like I'm nothing, I hate myself. Wow. Don't cry. Basically telling her that I'm not worth it, that she needs to move on. None of y'all know who she is, but if you do and you know her personally, she is hard-headed, and I love her for that. But she is so hard-headed. She knows what I've been going through. Give me a second. I'm literally crying. Why am I crying? Actually, I'm on my period. Probably wasn't a good idea to do that. We just had a long conversation about how I needed to focus on myself, because does this lighting make me look like I'm crying? Because I'm not. We had a very long talk about how I needed to work on myself and how I needed space, and I hated it. Absolutely hated it. Why would I need space? What the heck? That's just gonna make me hate myself more. I have to spend time with myself, and I could not be more grateful for that, for her. Gosh, shut up. Bro, hold it back, choke it up. I'm sorry, I did not expect to cry during this, but I could not be more grateful for her saying that. She was just explaining how I'm normally the positive one. I'm the one that looks the best in everything, and for me to be this deep down messed up, I needed some soul searching. So that's exactly what we did. I did not do very good at the whole space thing. I still text her sometimes. I hated it. But I can truly say that I think we did it for like a week and a half. But once I figured out how to actually take space, that little amount of time helped me actually realize my worth. And I don't want to kill myself anymore. I actually love myself, and I found that. I'm getting closer to God. Along that time that I took space, I also got closer to my mom. I opened up a little bit over time, because obviously she made my appointment to go to the doctor and everything. But I really opened up to her, and I got closer to her because after I came out, it was a little rocky for a little bit. But yeah. I can't believe I cried, bro. So we're kind of caught up on where I'm at now. I would say we took a break about a month ago, and it didn't last that long. It was probably 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half. I don't know. But since then, obviously I have my bad days. Depression doesn't just go away. Last night I just had a bad night. There's just it just doesn't go away like that. So since then, let's see, hang on. Okay, since then, we still don't, like, I used to text her every day. We would FaceTime all the time during the day. We give each other space, which is good in a relationship. I mean, I'm not saying I love it because I don't like talking to her, but we just learned how to live without each other. Like, you don't have to be stuck up each other's butt 24/7. And can you hear my dad? So since then, I've really been happier. I've started reading. I haven't started working out. I really want to, because working out was just a huge part of my life. I've gained weight. Look at my belly. But I still don't like how I look. Like, look at my arms. Like, obviously there's muscle up there, but really it's just like left. Ow, my arm just popped. When it comes to my body image, sometimes I'm confident and other times I'm not. It's just how everyone is. But when it comes to my mental health within myself, I don't live for other people. Right now, this is what my life looks like. My dog is very dramatic. My job, I pet sit and walk dogs and do drop-ins and stuff like that. I also am running up my small business again, which makes me so freaking excited, and I get to put all my energy into it. I also still coach softball. We're on a little break right now, but that's stressful because I need to find a team. We have tryouts coming up soon, so I need to get my butt on that. But that kind of sums up what I'm doing. School starts on the 18th. Sorry. I'm gonna be ready this time, and I'm gonna prioritize it because school is so important, and I can't believe I let myself do that, but can't be perfect all the time. Like, I felt like I imaged like I was perfect growing up, and I definitely was not. I definitely didn't have a perfect childhood, but I showed people and put out that I did. So I'm working on being more realistic and honest with myself and with others on what I put out. So this video is 28 minutes long. Gosh. Anyways, I have to edit that. It's okay. If you stayed till this part, thank you. I literally love you. The fact that you're here right now listening and seeing me cry. I don't cry a lot in front of people. I used to never cry at all in front of people. Since I've been going through things, I kind of cry in front of like my girlfriend and my mom. But yeah, thank you so much. Hopefully you stick around, and because I'm so excited to make content, so hopefully you stick around for that. I'm super excited to start up again, and I hope you can join me. I feel so awkward, but thank you so much again. I will see you next time. Bye.